In the past few weeks, Ukraine has pulled off something significant. A sustained drone and missile campaign has knocked out several of Russia's largest oil refineries, and the effects are now rippling across the entire Russian fuel supply chain. This isn't isolated damage anymore. This is a system under serious stress. Let's break down what actually happened. Russia's refineries are the heart of its fuel supply. They take crude oil and turn it into gasoline, diesel, and aviation fuel. Hit them hard enough, and fuel stops flowing. That's exactly what Ukraine did. The Ryazan refinery lost nearly 100% of its processing capacity after a strike on May 15th. Yaroslav took damage to units covering 80 to 100% of its processing volume. Perm was completely shut down after 3 primary processing units were emergency stopped. When you lose that much capacity across multiple major sites at the same time, you're not patching holes anymore. You're dealing with a system-wide crisis. What made this campaign so effective wasn't just the strikes themselves, it was the timing. Ukraine kept returning to damaged refineries before repairs could be completed. Hit it, let them start fixing it, hit it again. That cycle prevented recovery and turned temporary damage into long-term outages. Perm is the clearest example. By May 8th, it had already been struck 5 times, including 3 hits in a single week. A follow-up strike on May 12th finished the job. Yaroslav and Ryazan followed the same pattern. In just the first 20 days of May, Ukraine struck 10 major Russian oil sites and forced 6 to hold operations entirely. The pressure didn't stop at the refineries. Russia was already running a gasoline export ban since April 1st, now extended all the way through July. And even before the latest strikes, Russian oil product exports had already dropped by 340,000 barrels per day in April alone. Moscow is now choosing between supplying its own population and supplying its military. That's not a position any country wants to be in during a war. Here's what this really means. Russia now has to pull air defenses, repair crews, and resources deep into its own territory just to protect its energy infrastructure. Every new strike undoes weeks of repair work. Fuel distribution gets harder. Military logistics feel the squeeze. Ukraine has opened a vulnerability inside Russia's rear, and it's getting wider. That's the situation on the ground today. If you found this breakdown useful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next update. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Where do you think this campaign goes from here? We'll see you in the next one.